All right. All right. Let's go outside and talk about this. Okay. It's a beautiful day in Denver, Colorado, and I'm out here off of 7th and Calumet. Uh, Before I get into my conversation about this 11-year-old, the Walmart Yodel boy, which I heard an interview with him this morning on the Bobby show on the Bull Country Station. I wanted to let you know that Intervision is a nonprofit organization. We work with physically challenged musical artists to teach them the art of gathering up their royalties and teaching them the business of music. You can find out more about Intervision by going to intervisionrecords.org. That's intervisionrecords.org. You can also call us up on our Tuesday night talk show, which we may be doing one tonight as well, at 720-324-7278. That's 720-324-7278. I am, in Colorado, the only blind TV producer in Colorado. Now, if there's another one, let me know, and we'll battle it out, right? But as far as I know, I'm the only blind TV producer here in Colorado. So, talking about the boy that yodels. Well, okay, so a year ago he was in Walmart and he started singing a Hank Williams song and good vocals, and he says he's been doing this since 3 years old. And parents, sometimes I think about this. If you want to start your child at doing anything, the younger you start them, the better off. Don't wait for a lot of parents, I guess, don't wait for the schools to do it. For the parents that are really involved with the children, don't wait for the school system to start your child off. Teach them math, teach them reading to them and how to read their own books. The more information you fill their little minds up with, the better off. And another thing, this is the other thing that I've really been into. Don't be giving your kids all that sugar as a young kid. I know they make it out of it, but the more sugar you give them, the more cavities they have in their teeth, the more prone to diabetes, juvenile diabetes. So parents, and maybe I'm preaching to the choir, please help your kids by guiding them in a positive way. Now, getting back to the yodeling boy. This is all about the yodeling boy. So he's discovered the record label who signed Ray Charles, Atlanta Records, signed him up, and so now he's on his way. They started thinking about like how to write some songs for him, and so they write this song, "Famous," for him, and it's like like an autobiography story, but then they had to stick in this other part, and I was talking to my wife about this, and she disagrees with me, and I'm thinking like, so he's 11 years old, and in the song he's saying that I don't want to be known for this, I don't want to be known that, I just want to be known for loving you. Now he's 11 years old. Come on. I mean, I don't know. And other 11-year-old kids are going to be watching this. And is this just Hollywood's or the music business way of saying, well, let's get them as young and as innocent as possible for the pedophile mentality that's out there? Because we all know what Hollywood's about. Well, what does it say? 90% of Hollywood is about. As we've seen all these perverts from the Harvey Weinsteins and the Bill Crosbys and whoever else is out there thinking that this perversion of younger people is the way. Get them when they're younger. These all boy parties where it's the homosexual older kids inducting the younger kids. So you take this kid and you write this song, and it's heterosexually driven, and he's talking about his love for this other girl. And maybe there's out there there's a lot of kids meeting each other when they're 6 years old, and they grow up and then they fall in love and they get married and all that kind of stuff. But I'm thinking, like, 11 years old, why did they have to put it as if he's having this romantic relationship with some girl? And I remember, like, on the interview this morning with Bobby on the Bull station, he said, "Well, are you dating anybody?" And the boy said, "Well, you got to ask my manager about that." I'm thinking, like, this is just an 11-year-old boy. Who would he be dating? And his parents sound like they're responsible enough where they say, "We don't want you to get a big head about this whole business, and we want you to be pretty level-headed." And so it sounds like the parents are instilling in this boy, a sense of reality. And unlike Bow Wow, who, 20 years later, he's talking about, I'm bored and I'm thinking, like, maybe I should kill myself. Hopefully this kid will go through this and mature into a nice long-term artist who are not thinking crazy things like Bow Wow, who probably didn't have a mother and dad to positively influence his life, and was hanging out with all these gangsters. And the mindset of a gangster is bent anyway. So anyway, and I remember, like, when I was I think I was like maybe like 11 or something like that. Maybe I was 10 years old. And I remember in my classroom back in the day, I ended up liking this one girl. And what Miss Shooter did was she told this girl, Marianne Stevens was her name, and Miss Shooter said, because Marianne said, "I'm going to marry Johnny." And at the time, I was going to a school that was 99% white, right? Or maybe 98% white. It was some Hispanics and some blacks, right? And Miss Shooter, she says, "You can't marry Johnny." And Marion says, "Well, why?" And then Miss Shooter, she looked at her arm and she rubbed her arm, and she says, "Because you're white and Johnny's not," right? So that was her bring me back to reality at the age of, when I was 11, and I thought that, Marianne wants to marry me. Hey, when we get older, hey, why not? Marianne Stevens wants to get with me. Why not? So, but Miss Shooter brought it back to reality. Now, this boy, the Yodeling boy, I mean, different reality, different times. But I'm just thinking, like, the writers writing for him, instead of writing about 11-year-old boy things or child things, they're writing about like him being in love with some girl at the age of 11, and who knows even if that's going to last, if that was even like a reality kind of thing. So what do you think? Leave your comments here. Do you think the song famous, and you can go look at it on YouTube or hear it on iTunes, whatever. What do you think of the song? I heard it the first time this morning on the country station. Do you think it's appropriate for a 11-year-old boy to be singing that about being in love with some girl, and that's what he wants to be known for as far as like his life is concerned? Do you think that maybe his second song would be more representative of an 11-year-old boy, or you think they gotta shoot him out out the, the ring, acting like an adult. And do you think that this will adversely affect him in a negative way? So leave your comments, share this with others. Remember that Intervision is a nonprofit organization. We work with physically challenged musical artists. If you want to help us with being a volunteer, if you want to help us with, we want to start producing our TV show down here at Denver Open Media. We can use volunteers for that, and we can use underwriters too to help us pay for some of the production costs and just some of the rental of the equipment. So you can leave your comments. If you can help volunteer, leave us an inbox. Leave us an inbox if you can help in that way. If you're booking agents or you have an event and you want an artist to perform at your event, we have several artists, Christian Contemporary, our blues artist KC, and then we have a classic rock group as well that can perform at your events. So give us a call at our phone number 720-324-7278. Leave your voice in there for comments about upcoming topics for our shows, and we thank you very much for watching this.